Hi, my name is Philip St George and I'm the Managing Director of Raring2go. Raring2go is a home-based franchise business. It's a member of the British Franchise Association. We have 50 franchisees around the UK and they sell advertising in their quarterly magazines and populate a website, a very local website, to basically be the go-to guide for you and your child. So it's aimed at families with primary school children and it's jam-packed full of information about what to do, where to go, clubs and classes, listings, events and days out for families in that very specific and very tight local area. Our distribution for the magazines goes out through the school book bags. So we currently have, as I said, 50 territories in the UK. They're each producing around about 13,000 copies of their 32-page magazine. It's an A5 glossy magazine. It's distributed through schools, so it gets taken home by the school children. And we know that the results for the advertisers is high because we get great feedback from the advertisers that are coming into the magazines. To join Raring2go, we're looking for people that have got some very good, strong local knowledge of their local areas. So they need to really be in the areas that they're operating from. They could and really should have some strong sales skills as well, because part and parcel of the business is selling advertising, and that's on the phone, via email, but also face to face. So that ability to create and develop relationships with local businesses is really, really important, and to deliver a fantastic return on the investment that those advertisers are making in the magazines. There's a lot of advantages to buying a franchise system. All of the legwork, all of the donkey work has been done in advance. All the legals, all the insurance, all the artwork, the design, all aspects of our logo, for example, are already there and done and dusted. And it's a much easier passage and journey for people to make from a startup. The British Franchise Association commission a survey each year by NatWest, and it's the NatWest Franchise Survey, and they say that the chances of a independent startup business being present and being profitable in 5 years is far lower than a franchise business. And ours being home based, we eliminate all those initial those costs. So there's no office space needed, there's no staff needed. The flexibility of Raring2go gives our franchisees that ability to strike a life-work balance. So many of them come to us from busy, demanding jobs and careers where there's a commute, for example, the cost of the commute, the stress of the commute, and also the stress and the fact that they're missing out on an awful lot of their children's lives. And being a home-based business, Raring2go really gives them back that option and that ability to have a work-life balance. We have an incredibly supportive network of franchisees. We have a small but well-formed head office based in the Midlands who support our franchisees. They collaborate with one another, they sell for one another, and they do pitches to companies together as well. So they work very tightly together inside their own area, but then in collaboration with their partner franchisees in other areas as well. We have a very simple process. We send a prospectus out with an application form. The cost of our franchise is £16,000, £15,995 plus VAT. But the really great thing about Raring2go, and this is something I'm really passionate about, is our startup package, because we've taken away the costs of the first 4 magazines and the first 12 months of license fees. So effectively, we're giving people an opportunity to recover that investment, that £15,995 investment, within the first 6 months. If we get the right people coming through who are good at selling, who can populate their magazines and build relationships with local businesses, then they will recover their investment within the first 6 months of their operation. And we know that the first 12 months of any business, that those first 4 quarters are the hardest. That's when it's cost heavy, the amount of effort and input is really high. So what we've tried to do with that startup package is to make it as easy as possible. So those first 4 magazines, there's no print cost. The first 12 months of license fees are waived. And the idea being that we take them from a standing start to motoring at full speed very, very quickly indeed. We have an incredible back-end office support system and a CRM that we have created for ourselves. We've got our franchisee management system, which basically allows them to, ultimately, it's the content management system for the website. It enables them to go up and upload banners, adverts, feature pages, list events, etc. We've developed that to an extent whereby advertisers now can also go on themselves and add events directly, so it takes away the pain from the franchisee of the rigmarole of actually inputting that information, and all they have to do is approve it on behalf of their advertiser. But the magazine management system, the MMS, is an integral part of our business. It provides the flat planning, the invoicing, the quoting. It gives them a diary. It's a very simple CRM, but it works incredibly well, and it's something that gives them an incredible edge and advantage over competitors in their own area. Raring2go really is a business in a box. So in addition to those first 4 magazines and the first 12 months of license fees, all the training on all our systems and our operation is included. We also have a separate agency who provide one-on-one sales training for new franchisees coming through. They have their office, their business PC and screen provided as well. We have regular regional meetings, we have an annual conference. As I say, we try and put as much as we possibly can into that startup package. All the marketing materials, all the branding, car magnets, for example, for when they're delivering, all the boxes are branded as well. So we try and give them as big a business as you possibly can. And once you open that Raring2go box, it really is almost never ending. The life-work balance, I think, is something that people more and more are regarding as really important in their lives, and of course, financial return from their work is really important. But having that ability to never miss a school play, or never having to worry about a dental appointment and having to take time off, let alone the cost and the stress, emotional and physical, of the train journey and the commute into town from wherever they live. Or the fact that they're leaving home at the crack of dawn and maybe not getting back until just before the kids are going to bed. You know, it's part and parcel of what Raring2go is. It's a family-friendly franchise. We subscribe entirely and wholly to the principle of ethical franchising, and as members of the British Franchise Association. So we really want to try and give our franchisees that right balance. So yes, they can enjoy a good income. They can also enjoy the work that they do, and they then become champions of local businesses in their local areas, so that local companies are looking to them to help promote their businesses to a very tight and targeted audience, which is the family market. Most of our franchisees are parents, some are not, but I think it is an edge and it is an advantage, because then they know exactly the kind of businesses they should be targeting, so that they can bring the right kind of mix between advertising and editorial into the magazines, because the magazines are not a yellow pages of just advert after advert. There are lots of local and very relevant features all within those magazines, which are really interesting for the local families. And we know from feedback that we get from readers of our magazines that they have a lasting coffee table resilience. They stay in the home for that entire 3-month period, and they're referred to frequently. The fact then that we also translate that over to our website means that there's an instant on-the-go accessibility to events and clubs and classes and listings, so that if, for example, you know, a parent is looking for an activity on a rainy day, if they haven't got their Raring2go magazine handy, they've simply got to go to raring2go.co.uk and all that information is there. The range of advertisers that come into a Raring2go magazine is huge. It's all family focused and aimed at the family market. But that opens up an enormous amount of potential for our franchisees in terms of advertisers. And the way we structure the franchise as well, we ensure that there's a minimum of 15,000 families, primary school children in their territory, so they have that potential to grow from 10,000 minimum magazine distribution, 15 and onwards. We have areas that are producing 30,000 magazines a quarter, and of course the returns on those are far greater, and the return in terms of an income is far higher, as is, for example, when they go from being a 32-page magazine to a 48 or a 56 or 64-page magazine.